This is a lesson from our Maya animation course. If you want to know more about how to animate with Maya, get the full course at bloopanimation.com/Maya animation. So now let's get into animation. A good place to start is planning your shot. Some people like the thumbnail on a piece of paper, but with Maya you can actually draw on your screen using a tool called the grease pencil. This allows you to sketch out your action in advance, and it's a great tool to plan your animation. It's also pretty easy to use. To access the grease pencil, all you have to do is click on this little pencil icon in the viewport that you want to draw on. I recommend doing it in the viewport of your camera because that shows the actual angle that you'll be looking at. So let's do that. Now once you click on that, your mouse cursor will turn into this brush icon. And now you'll have to create your first frame. You can do that by simply start drawing on the screen or clicking this plus button. Now you can see that on our timeline, some kind of blue square has been added. This represents a grease pencil keyframe, and we can now draw on the screen. I'm using a Wacom tablet, but you can do that with your mouse as well. Now to actually see the grease pencil before we draw, we need to make sure that it is enabled under Show and Grease Pencil. If this is turned off, you're not going to see your own drawings. So this would be our first frame. Then to keep drawing, we just move forward in the timeline and draw again. Now notice when I draw a new frame, what happens to the previous one. You see that the previous one has become half transparent, and that's called onion skinning. Maya does it automatically for you. And that becomes really helpful when you have multiple drawings. Let's move on. Now the ball is going to jump forward. And then it's going to slow down mid-air. And let's see how this looks. We can preview our grease pencil animation by clicking the play button. Alright, so the timing is a little off, but you get the movement of it. Also, if you don't want to see the onion skinning for the keys that are ahead of where you are right now, you can cancel it. So say if I don't want to see the next keyframe, I can just uncheck the post frame ghosts and it will not show it anymore. You can do the same for the previous keyframes if you don't want to have any onion skinning. And let's look at it right now. Alright, so that's pretty cool. I like the way it moves. And if you want to change the timing, you can do the same thing you do with the regular keyframes. You can just select some and drag it around. If you want to delete a keyframe, you can either right-click, select delete, or just click on the delete button right here on the grease pencil tool. Now there are a few more options for the grease pencil, such as selecting a marker instead of a pencil. That has a different look. You can also change the color. I like that teal shade, but you can make it green if you want. And you can erase with an eraser if you don't want to delete the entire frame, but just parts of it. So that was a quick rundown on the grease pencil tool. It's very handy for planning your animation, and I recommend using it before blocking.